What is up, fellow experiencers? KV here, and I am here in Wysteria, and I'm gonna be continuing.
Did you notice anything magical about the fountain? I mean, surely you saw how it must be the one true source of magic. You know, we heard from Headmaster Ambrose that you were good at solving problems. I've a mind to put that to use. Go and speak with Captain O'Hare outside the gate to Pegasus Place. Tell him I sent you and that you're there to help.
Alright, so I'm actually going to be heading to the first area in Wysteria, which is Pegasus Place. But first, let me go ahead and speak to the Captain O'Hare.
Sorry, no admittance. Pegasus Place is off limits to students and faculty until further notice. Headmistress Crisp sent you. I'm not sure. If you're anything like the students here, I can't see how that will help. Still, if she vouches for you, then who am I to argue? Let me explain the problem and you see what you can do. Pegasus Place has been taken over by a fierce band of goblins. We don't know where they came from, or how to send them back. You'd be doing us a favor if you could jump in and thin the wood goblins' ranks. Make them think twice about staying. Can you go into Pegasus Place and defeat 6 wood goblins, and return to me when you're done? Be careful in there.
Alright, and we have entered Pegasus Place. And I'm going to go ahead and defeat some of these wood goblins. Alright, so I need another one to actually join the battle, but honestly, I don't think that this is going to be too difficult. I forgot to take out some of the converts. Wait, I'm using a fire on a fire enemy. Whoops. Not too bad. I should just go ahead and do Tempest this next turn, and that should be this battle. Also, it's so weird seeing the new pips, you know, the school-specific pips. I think they're really cool, but I also think that they're a little weird. And after defeating the wood goblins,
You certainly sent some of them packing. Things might be a little safer now that they know not to mess with you. Our head gardener, groundskeeper Vern, is missing. Can you go back into Pegasus Place again and see if he's all right?
alright, so we need to go ahead and find this groundskeeper. And I'm actually going to be enjoying this world just because I'm pretty much able to maybe one-shot or, you know, 2-round an enemy. So it's going to be nice. I know in later videos it might not be like that, or later worlds, whatever, but very nice. Anyways.
Why, hello. What are you doing here? This place isn't safe for students. Wysteria was once wild and overgrown with vines, but we cut them back and made this place a school, Pigswick Academy. I am groundskeeper Vern, head gardener around here. It is my job to know every inch of these streets and parks. These goblins and their hobgoblin overseers are new, arriving just when the tournament was to begin. They're not native to this world of Wysteria, so I would like to know where they came from. Since they arrived, some strange new plants have sprung up on Pegasus Place, and I suspect they're tied to the new visitors. Can you go and collect 3 samples of these strange plants, so I can do some research into their world of origin? Wonderful. I'll compare these to my field journal, Plants of the Spiral, and see what I can learn. With the guards afraid to enter Pegasus Place, the area's undefended. What's the area? Well, it's the stables where we raise Pegasi to be trained as mounts and gifted throughout the spiral. If you're up to it, could you check on Lap and Wing Tamer, the stable master of the area? The area is just down the street.
Alright, let's go ahead and head on over there.
Whoa! I dared not hope anyone would come to find me with the goblin horde all around.
That was not the voice I was expecting from him, but okay.
I don't know who was crazy enough to send a kid into this place, but as far as I'm concerned, any help is welcome. My first concern is for the well-being of the Pegasi under my care. Can you help me see to their feeding? Unfortunately, the goblins came through and stole all of their food. I don't know why, because they don't even eat the stuff. Tell you what, if you want to help, you'll get back 5 bags of Pegasus feed. You'd be a lifesaver. Well, good work. That reminds me of an old joke. What do Pegasi like to eat?
What do they like to eat?
Flapjacks! Well, thanks for your help. I'd feel much better, though, if I were able to lock the Ares doors against the goblin horde. I left my keys inside, but they were stolen by the hobgoblins when they ransacked the place. Could you recover the stable keys from the hobgoblin who took them? When you get them, bring them back to me.
Alright, so let me go ahead and defeat some of these hobgoblins. And they shouldn't have too much more health. Yeah, I didn't think so. So honestly, with one Tempest, I should be able to knock them out. But I like how he said flapjacks for that joke, and he gave me flapjacks as a pet snack. So thank you for that. Oh man, it's so nice being able to one-shot them.
You've done it. Thanks to you, the area will be secure. When the goblin horde first arrived, I did some scouting to see what was going on. I saw where they came from. The goblins sprung from a magical portal down the street. You should take a look at it and tell groundskeeper Vern.
You got it. Let's go ahead and head on to the portal. And we'll take a little look at the area, because I haven't really done that, but I like all the, you know, signs of these goblins and hobgoblins that they're trying to take over Pegasus Place. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what's up with this strange.
You examine the magic portal. It would be risky to interfere with it without understanding it. You should describe it to groundskeeper Vern. Maybe he's figured out where those plants came from by now.
Alright, what's the info you got for us?
Those plants you collected for me earlier were listed as native to the world known as Weirwood. If the goblins are coming through a magic portal, then it stands to reason that they are from Weirwood as well. A student from Weirwood came to the tournament. Beatrice Wildwind, I think her name was. Maybe you've met her. Maybe you can ask her if she knows anything about this magic portal. I'd hate to think she was responsible, but best to check.
Alright, so a side quest actually popped up, so let me go ahead and pick that up.
Me? Before the goblin horde appeared, I left my special shears on the street. Now they're gone. I suspect the wood goblins took them, as they have a bit of magic in them, and goblins crave any enchanted trinkets. I'd take it as a personal favor if you could get those shears back from the wood goblins.
And after defeating the goblins?
Now that you have those shears back, an idea presents itself.
Everything is fine.
If you have a bit of elbow grease and some time to spare, I could greatly use some of your help. The vines sprouting all over Pegasus Place need to be trimmed back, and I'm too weary to face them. Could you take my lucky shears and trim back 3 unwanted vines? I've tied a kerchief to them. Come back when you're done.
Alright, so this is the last vine. They were mostly all in this area, but something that I did notice when I was cutting this vine over here is that it looks like this is a housing item that I could pick up. And sure enough, it is. So I have a proud Pegasus statue. Very cool.
The street looks much better for your efforts, I can tell you.
Alright, and he has another quest.
You've shown a real knack for gardening, and you're already in possession of my magic shears. So I have a proposal. There are a few shrubs on the street that need to be trimmed back and shaped, but I've got to admit I'm stumped. I usually have great ideas for what to do with them, but I've exhausted my repertoire. Can you give them a try? Just go to the shrubs and do your magic. Think of something amazing and the shears will do the rest of the work.
And let's see. Oh, ninja pigs. Alright, what about this one? Oh. What is that, what are they called in this game? I want to say goblins, right? But that seems wrong, because these are also goblins. Alright, and this is the last one. Oh, a golem.
Amazing work. You have a real knack for this.
Alright, and that is all of his side quest. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and speak to Beatrice Wildwind.
What's that? A magic portal? From my world? It can't be! From what you describe, the plant is wild viridian. It grows native to Weirwood, where I come from. The goblins like to use it as a seasoning, so they plant it wherever they go. If it's here on Wysteria, it's their doing. A goblin portal is dangerous to meddle with, but I know of an incantation that can close it, never to return. We'll need some ingredients for the incantation, and those can be found in the Merchant Street, here in Pigswick Academy. Here's a list of ingredients. Visit the merchants listed and return to me when you have the items on my list.
Beatrice copies a list of ingredients from her spell book and gives it to you. Some of these items seem a little strange.
Alright, first up on the list is Oliver Quickneedle. And what are you gonna give me?
A spindle of enchanted thread, spun from fog and spiderweb? I have that right here.
Next up is Ophelia Moonreach. What do you got for me?
A crystal? Made of the dried tears of a cyclops? Those are on special this week.
Nice. Next up is Jeffrey Spellsmith. What do you got for me?
Rainbow ink from a sky squid. You're in luck. The shipping from Imperia just came in.
Nice, dude. Next up is Emeline Silvercraft. What do you got for me?
Some adamant metal filings? Sure, I have that laying around. I usually throw it back in the kiln to melt again.
Next up is Begonia Woodrath. What do you got for me?
A flask of breath caught from a night gaunt. I'm pretty sure I have one somewhere. You're welcome to it.
Alright, and back to Beatrice. But before I actually speak to her, that was like the first quest where I didn't have to go collect something because they were like, oh yeah, I don't have it. Go defeat X mob to find it. What? What are these strange individuals up to? They just have all this stuff laying around? Why can't we have that in other worlds? Hello? Anyways.
There, that should do it. Bad news. I looked at my spell book and I realized I have the ingredients for the ritual, but I don't have the incantation. They should have a copy of it at the library here in Pigswick Academy. Could you go to the library and get it? I think the librarian is named Hugo Chatterley. Tell him it's of utmost importance.
Alright, we are in the library. And let's go ahead and speak to Hugo.
An incantation to dispel a goblin portal? That's not exactly the sort of spell we let new students meddle with. That's in the restricted collection. I can only release the incantation with the permission of the headmistress. Speak to Headmistress Crisp and return to me with a permission slip. It's but a formality, but rules are rules.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this side quest from Hugo.
You know, it occurs to me that as a visiting student, you haven't received any instruction in the history of this school. Rather than chew your ear with a boring lecture, I recommend seeking out part of the 4-book series The Pigswick Papers. This fine set of volumes will illuminate the darkness, stoke the imagination, and set you on a path of higher learning. Inconveniently, these works are spread throughout Wysteria, so you will have to keep your eyes open for them.
What's this? I send you to help Captain O'Hare, and the next I hear from you, you're talking about dispelling goblin portals? Very well then. I'm getting a clear picture of how Ambrose runs his school. And believe me, it's not a pretty picture. Take this back to Chatterley and tell him he's to help you to the best of his abilities. Is that all?
Headmistress Crisp hands you a permission slip for you to access the incantations book that you need.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this side quest here.
I understand from your Ravenwood transcripts that you're quite a detective, willing to help solve mysteries. We have a slight problem here in Pigswick's Merchant Street. Someone has spent some false gold, illusions cast on pebbles. Speak with the merchants affected, Oliver Quickneedle, Ophelia Moonreach, and Geoffrey Spellsmith, to find the guilty party.
Are you here about the false gold? Most disturbing that someone from Pigswick would stoop to such larceny. I have done business today with Professor Anku, Kisai Shugenja, Blaze Flamerender, Sergeant Harvey, and Danetta Sunscroll.
You've come about the counterfeit gold coins, yes? Good to see someone is paying attention to this terrible crime. I have done business today with Danetta Sunscroll, Randolph Spellshine, and Eloise Clockwarden. One of them is the guilty one.
Headmistress Crisp is sending students to do her detective work? Foreign students, no less. How strange. At any rate, today has been a slow day. The only business I've done was with Professor Drawers and Danetta Sunscroll.
Good work. Using the process of elimination, the only one to have visited all three merchants was Danetta Sunscroll. Since we've determined Danetta Sunscroll is the only one to have visited all three merchants, she may be the guilty one. I'd like to ask you to go speak to her. She may confess something to another student that she wouldn't tell me. Danetta Sunscroll should be in the student dormitory. Talk to her, find out what she has to say, and return to tell me.
Alright, let's see if she confesses to a complete stranger. Maybe I could intimidate her, and that will make her confess. Confess! We know you did it! We know you're guilty! So come with me with your hands up, and you have the right to remain silent.
I know why you're here. You found me out, didn't you? I've been feeling guilty about it all day. I'm relieved you caught me. I knew it was a bad idea to spend that fake gold I got from the hobgoblins on Pegasus Place, but I thought it would be fun. I'll pay back everyone I gave the fake gold coins to. You can tell Headmistress Crisp I'll abide by any punishment she chooses.
Wow, that actually worked.
So, the culprit suffered from a guilty conscience. I'm sad to see a good student gone bad, but at least she feels remorse. So, the hobgoblins that have overrun Pegasus Place are up to no good, giving my students the means to make mischief. They must be taught a lesson. Go into Pegasus Place and thrash 3 of those bounders, 1 for each merchant robbed. Actually, make it 4. Add 1 extra for the student they turn into a criminal. And so the matter comes to a satisfying conclusion. I dare say we make an excellent team, young wizard.
Alright. And for that quest, I actually got the golden piggle. Alright, so this is the pet that I got for this side quest. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Excellent. I took the liberty of copying the incantation you need while you were speaking with Headmistress Crisp. Use it with caution.
Hugo Chatterley hands you a strip of parchment paper with the incantation written carefully upon it.
Alright, so we are back here with Beatrice, but I am actually going to speak to her in the next episode, and I will be continuing the main story for Wysteria then. Alright, so that is going to go ahead and be it for this video. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like down below. And go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more. And next time we will be continuing our adventures in Wysteria. But until then, I have been KV, and I hope you all have a beautiful day and a wonderful night. Until next time, I am out. Peace!